Hi, I'm Mike, owner of the Groove in Phoenix, Arizona. Today I'm doing the new arrival video for May 22nd, 2026. And I have a bunch of amazing stuff to show you guys this week. Really solid week for new arrivals. Not only that, I have a whatnot that is coming up this Sunday for a killer consignment collection. It is this one row of records in the middle. I'll show them to you at the end of this video. You can also go on to whatnot with the link below and get a preview of the entire auction. You know, pre-bids have already started. But everything will be sold at no reserve on Sunday, this Sunday at 11 o'clock Arizona time. It is all killer, no filler. It's a consignment collection of all pretty much top, high-end stuff. Mobile Fidelity stuff, original first pressing 90 stuff. It's great. I'll show it to you in a minute. This Thursday, I'm also doing a whatnot of just the normal stuff from around the store. A lot of 7 inches are going to be on that whatnot as well. That is going to be an hour earlier than normal. It's going to be 4 to 5. Normally I do them like 5 to 6 Arizona time, but 4 to 5 Thursday and then 11 a.m. Arizona time on Sunday. Links below. If you never purchased from me on Whatnot before, if you click that link below, you will get $15 off of your first purchase, whether it's with me or anybody else, signing up through that link if you're new to it. Okay, so did a new podcast this week. I don't know if you guys seen it. And I call it a podcast because unlike my normal YouTube videos, they're only available on YouTube. This is an actual podcast, so if you are a podcast listener, you can find it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all the places you would typically find podcasts. They are there. It is called Analog After Dark. Something I had been wanting to do for years. I always wanted to do it in the room. I hate the idea of a live stream type of podcast. I don't like the live streams. They're so impersonal. There's delay you got to work with. There's nothing like shooting the shit with somebody in real life. It's just significantly better. I got me and my buddy Leland doing it. If you haven't checked out the first episode, check it out. It's the last video I posted. I think it came out really good, especially for the first episode. I look back on the first of anything that I've done, and they're always much terrible than they end up becoming later on. So I have a lot of high hopes for it. So check it out. All right. A couple of pre-orders were announced this week. From Mobile Fidelity, we've got Warren Zevon, Bad Luck Streak in Dancing School. That is coming out on 45 RPM LP and an SACD. Typical to be announced. They don't give dates, but Mobile Fidelity now to be announces typically within 3 months. The Black Crowes are doing a 25th anniversary of Lions on clear orange vinyl coming out August 14th. So this next one is a little bit frustrating. The definitive sound series, the Beach Boys, unfortunately they pushed that back till the end of June. Told you guys think about that last week, but if you pre-ordered from me, I'm getting them. I was told by the producer of the record that they're held for me, they're going to be mine. So that's not something I'm worried about, but they did push them back. But originally there was some solicitation for some of the other titles that they did, the Chronic and the Perfect Circle Murder Norms. And we had them from pre-order, and then they no longer were offering them, so we took them off of pre-order. I canceled those orders, and now they are, which is awesome. I'm not complaining too much, but it is a little frustrating because I had pre-orders for these that we canceled. But that's a side note. They are making all of these available to independent record stores. So all the titles that haven't sold out, REM I think is the only one that has sold out in the series. But on June 26th, we're getting the Chronic, Enema of the State, Morning Phase from Beck, the Chronic, Dr. Dre. I wrote them all down, but let me back up. Dr. Dre, the Chronic, Blink-182, Enema of the State, Beck's Morning Phase, Perfect Circle's Murder Norms, and Lionel Richie's Can't Slow Down. All coming out June 26th, for sure this time. And I say coming out, made available to independent record stores. Wet Leg has a special edition of Moisturizer coming out on July 10th on baby pink vinyl. Also, we got the new Ariana Grande up for pre-order. It's called Petal. We've got a regular and an indie vinyl exclusive on the website coming out July 31st. All right, let me show you guys this week's new arrivals, and then I will show you this killer consignment collection going on Sunday. I have huge high hopes for this. Miles Davis, Birth to the Cool. This literally came in an hour ago, so I haven't had a chance to even listen to it yet. This is the Blue Note Tone Poet cut by Kevin Gray from the Analog Master Tape. An impossible record typically to find a clean original of, so very, very hard. All the modern reissues of it have been terrible, minus the classic records Bernie Grunman, which was pretty solid, but hard to find. So here we got the Kevin Gray Beautiful Tone Poet, so I'm looking forward to that for sure. Part of the Acoustic Sound series, the next title in the series is McCoy Tyner's Inception. All these series are just fantastic. And really all of them have stayed strong except for the contemporary series. There was a contemporary series that's kind of gone, but everything else, I'm loving these drops. The Real Folk Blues, Howlin' Wolf, from the Chest 75th Anniversary series. Again, all analog. I think they're all done by Matt Luthans. Yeah, Matt Luthans at the Mastering Lab. This is an absolutely dynamite record. If you're not familiar with it, check it out. Ray Barato's Acid from Kraft. This is all analog, cut from the original master tapes. Features salsa grades. We see acid fusion, Latin soul, salsa, funk, boogaloo, Afro-Cuban rhymes, and jazz. They just put all the good genres in there, all the good funky stuff right on that hype sticker. But great record, very hard to find an original. It came out in the late 60s. Hard here anyways. You know, you find Fania stuff if you go to like New York. You don't really find Fania anywhere else but New York. But if you go to New York, maybe it's not that difficult to find, but probably still. I've shopped a few times there. I've never seen it. Neil Young's Mirrorball. This is the newest reissue. This originally was in the box set, but they finally gave it a standalone release. Sparse code here. Mastered from original analog tapes. These are all essentially box breaks. Neil Young's Unplugged. Mastered from 4416 digital, which being an unplugged album, that's what it would have been recorded at. Miles Davis Band. Dave Matthews Band. Take Me Back, live from, the hype sticker covers it, live from the Gorge. 5 LPs pressed on hardwood colored vinyl. Opens up with All Along the Watchtower. Bob Dylan's All Along the Watchtower. All right. Slayer, Hell Awaits. This is the 40th anniversary special edition. Let's see. Gatefold jacket. Original master restored from the OG tapes. Live at Botcham 1985. A hardcover book. Sliplat. Tour laminate. Replica ticket. Posters. Flyers. Newsletters. And merchandise flyers. Heavy sucker. Big thick book in here. Let's put these over here. Also from the box set, the Neil Young and Crazy Horse Sleeping with Angels. These are just new reissues, or maybe something they put back in a print. Let's see what's the date here, 2026. So new reissue, Another Side of Bob Dylan. Reasonably priced, $22.99. You know, that's affordable in today's vinyl market. John Wesley Harding. What are these, monos? Could be mono. Doesn't say stereo anywhere on it. Of course, it's getting the catalog number CS9604. I don't know. Have to look it up on the website. And Bob Dylan's New Morning. This says Columbia Stereo on the back. That does not. And this says stereo on it. Interesting. Picture disc of Steve Miller Band's Fly Like an Eagle, 50th anniversary. This is the Beach Boys, the Pet Sound Sessions, the highlights. This is the highlights from the box set. Using the same art as the box set as well. The Gypsy Kings, featuring Tanio Balirdo. Blue Marble Vinyl. The first album from the Fugees, Blunted on Reality. Never even seen this on vinyl. So if it originally came out on vinyl the first time around, it's not too common because it's never come in the door. J. Cole, The Fall Off. This is 4 red vinyls, according to this hype sticker. It says vinyls. Interesting. Get your vinyls here. These vinyls are very affordable. This is a 4-page kind of a book, double gatefold. $59.99 for J. Cole's The Fall Off 4 red vinyls from Interscope. Clips, Lord Willin, 2 LP silver vinyl. Miss Jill Scott, To Whom This May Concern. Six Lack. The hell's this? I don't know. Kind of looks like black, but it's 6 Lack. I don't know what they're going for there. Love is the New Gangsta on Interscope. New album from the Bleachers. Had a listening party over the weekend. If you're local, feel free to come and get the album. We've got a bunch of posters still available. Bleachers, everyone for 10 minutes. Pressed on indie exclusive white vinyl. And then I have the standard vinyl version on clear vinyl. Lily Allen. It's Not Me, It's You. A crystal clear vinyl version. Another Lily Allen. Jesus. It's a funny title. I like that. Lily Allen's No Shame. I don't know who Lily Allen is. This is a newer pressing of Billie Eilish's When We Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go? First time international pressing on baby blue vinyl. The original was a orange swirl vinyl. And then this is an international pressing of her first EP, Don't Smile at Me, on clear vinyl. Emile and the Sniffers, Giddy Up and Big Attraction. The Architects 10th Anniversary Limited Edition, remixed and remastered on colored vinyl. The name of this album is All of Our Gods Have Abandoned Us. Great record, love it. Chicken Shack's OK Ken. Put the title, put the price tag on here a little crooked. Maybe the original bag is just crooked. What the hell's going on here? No, I see what they did there. Okay. Limited edition of 1,000 individually numbered copies on red colored vinyl. Colonel Claypool's Fearless Flying Frog Brigade. So sorry. Very, very small. Return of the Live Frogs, Volume 1. Oh, I guess I could have read it from right there, but yeah. Toadies, The Charmer on clear vinyl. Super Suckers, Devil's Food, a collection of rare treats and evil sweets. Toby Keith, 3 LPs, includes the hits, 35 biggest hits. Paco de Lucia on Elemental. Fonte y Caudel. Never heard this record. Originally on Verve. Lee Scratch Perry and the Upsetters, Return of the Super Ape on tricolored split vinyl. Only 500 copies made. Cool. Very cool color combo too. Very similar to the Bob Marley Legend that was in print for a lot of years. Ellis Regina, self-titled album. Looks like a Universal. Where's this from? It's an import from the Netherlands. Interesting. It's like a Spanish title though, but it's not Universal Latin. Don't know, what is that under? World music, don't tell me much. Cannibal Corpse, Vile, 30th Anniversary Edition. Washaku Tanushi, original soundtrack, 2 LP set. The Faces, ooh la la, this is a restock cut from the original master tape. Beautiful gimmick cover. They've done a great job on all the Faces reissue so far. Chris Bellman did all of them. I still haven't had a chance to listen to that one. Now we're getting into some restocks. One I haven't had in a while, the Rhino Hi-Fi of the Doors' Strange Days. The Zombies Begin Here. This is, actually I don't know if these are restocks. Maybe some of them are. The Zombies Begin Here, newly remastered in mono. The Cure, Boys Don't Cry, 86 mix. Rhino Hi-Fi of the Cars Candio. Beautiful all analog, cut from the original master tape by Kevin Gray. Love, Peace, and Harmony, the best of Bow Wow Wow from Music on Vinyl, limited to 1,000 individually numbered copies on slightly gold-colored vinyl. This is number 500 on the nose. Restock of Tom Petty and, just Tom Petty, no heartbreakers here, but Wildflowers. This is limited to 6,000 copies, part of the Because Sounds Matters one-step series. Michael Petrucciani. Kawamba. Let's see, Record Store Day, April 18th, 2026. I think this was a Record Store Day title that maybe never officially was released as a Record Store Day title. So they released it as a standard record, but maybe it was meant to be Record Store Day because it has the Record Store Day hype sticker. Humbras G. La Cagasta. La Cagast. Like, this is not a restock. I've never seen this before. Confidence Man, 3 a.m. Some stuff got mixed up. Had to be. Season 4. Bridgerton. Yeah, this has to be new. Like, I never would show you guys. I show you guys key restocks, typically not Season 4 Netflix of Bridgerton on white silk vinyl. All right, let me show you guys this consignment. It is cool. There is a ton of great stuff in there. Starting with the second most expensive Mobile Fidelity record besides Journey. That is Nirvana's Nevermind. This is a sealed copy of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, the soundtrack. I think this was a premiere edition, special edition. A lot of sealed MoFis in this. A sealed copy of Sgt. Pepper. One of my favorite records of all time, Meatloaf's Bad Outta Hell, and there is really no good sounding versions of this record except this one. This is the Kevin Gray cut Friday music pressing. The best of anything I've ever heard from Meatloaf's Bad Outta Hell. A record that was marginally recorded back in the day. Jackson Browne's The Pretender. Still sealed. Still sealed MoFi of the Beatles' Yellow Submarine. Like I said, all killer stuff. The Times Are A-Changin', original Mobile Fidelity, still sealed. King Crimson in the Court of the Crimson King, MoFi. A MoFi of David Bowie's Ziggy Stardust. The Mobile Fidelity of REM's Murmur, an Anadisc from the 90s, very tough to find. I think almost a full run of MoFi Beatles. We've got A Hard Day's Night. This is a UK top loader of the Beatles in stereo. Nice. The Doors, self-titled from Mobile Fidelity. Another rare Anadisc. No, this is not an Anadisc. Man, this is still hard to find. Sting. What's the name? The Dream of the Blue Turtles. From 1980. Definitely not a MoFi you see very often. Bob Dylan's Desire. This is a super vinyl, 45 RPM. Only made 1,000 of them. Sealed. Sealed the Freewheelin' Bob Dylan on mono, limited to 3,000. Blondie's Parallel Lines from MoFi. Again, a 90s Anadis that's not easy to find. Self-titled Boston. A first pressing of Beck's Midnight Vultures. First pressing, a lot of great first pressings in here. This is a, the other one was sealed. This is the non-sealed Sgt. Pepper from MoFi. U2, The Unforgettable Fire. The White Album from Mobile Fidelity. Beautiful, uncensored Guns N' Roses Appetite for Destruction with the sticker, our temporary tattoo. Mobile Fidelity Revolver. This is a UK Plum Label Led Zeppelin 4. The newer version on white vinyl, Pink Floyd's Wish You Were Here, with some postcards. I think this is the pink vinyl variant of Jefferson Airplane's Surrealistic Pillow. Rare to find. I think it was a website-only exclusive. Led Zeppelin 2 from Mobile Fidelity. Again, one of the rarer titles you don't see very often. Same thing with Some Girls. Mobile Fidelity Some Girls and Mobile Fidelity Sticky Fingers. Another of the rarer Mobile Fidelities, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. These were numbered back in the day, which was uncommon for Mobile Fidelity until modern MoFi. Right, these were numbered. Yeah, number 2,889. Wonder what the deal was, why they numbered those back in the day. Blood on the Tracks. A promo copy of Bob Dylan's Desire, white label promo. This is a first pressing of Alice in Chains' Jar of Flies and Sap. I think this is the first pressing, right? Not Music on Vinyl. I'm pretty sure first pressing. Check it out on whatnot. I think it's the first pressing. Fleetwood Mac, Mobile Fidelity self-titled. Joe Jackson's Night and Day from Mobile Fidelity. Nice copy of Bob Dylan's The Freewheelin' Bob Dylan and Shrink. T for the Tillerman, Cat Stevens. REM's Document. The Beatles, Rubber Soul. MoFi. First pressing, I think it's the only pressing of Aerosmith, Just Push Play. I don't think they ever redid that. Maybe. Fleetwood Mac's Mirage from Mobile Fidelity. John Cougar Mellencamp, The Lonesome Jubilee from Mobile Fidelity, an Anadis title, also low number 71. One of the rarest versions of the Police Synchronicity. This is the bronze, silver, and gold cover. Again, one of the most expensive Beck titles, still sealed. This is the Beck Sea Changes on pink vinyl. This was a Record Store Day exclusive a long time ago, limited to 1,000 copies. Very nice. How cool is this? This is a first pressing Nirvana in utero, still sealed on clear vinyl. UK puppet cover of Jimi Hendrix's Band of Gypsies on track. Really nice, by RL standards. Robert Ludwig cut Led Zeppelin 2. Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young from Mobile Fidelity, Deja Vu. The Beatles, Let It Be. Another Anadis title. Pink Floyd's Atom Heart Mother. The Beatles Help from Mobile Fidelity. This is an open copy of Magical Mystery Tour. Actually, was there a sealed copy? Might have been, I don't remember. Abbey Road from MoFi. I think the only one he didn't have was with the Beatles. Life's Rich Pageant, REM. The Eagles, Hotel California from Mobile Fidelity. Again, all this stuff is on Whatnot already. You can see the grades, condition breakdown, all of it. Still sealed copy of David Bowie's Let's Dance from Mobile Fidelity. Bob Dylan's Highway 61 Revisited, limited to 3,000 copies in mono, still sealed. This is cool. I believe this is a first pressing REM Automatic for the People. Every bit of it looks like a first pressing, but I don't think this is a record you can tell until you open it. But just the design of the shrink, the way it's sealed, the cover. I think I listed it on there. I'm not 100% sure, but if I was betting, it'd be a first pressing. A very difficult record to find. This is the Michael Jackson History box set, the way it originally came out on vinyl. The Nice Guys Collector's Edition soundtrack. A still sealed first pressing of Michael Jackson's Invincible. A still sealed first pressing of Garbage. Bob Dylan bringing it all back home. This is a sealed monocopy, limited to 3,000 copies. The self-titled Mobile Fidelity Elvis Costello. A first pressing of Metallica Load, still sealed with the hype sticker. And the number 3 best sounding version on my top copies of Dark Side of the Moon. This came in at number 3. This is the 30th anniversary of Dark Side of the Moon. Still sealed, cut by Kevin Gray from the original master tape. All right, guys, all of this stuff will be available on our Whatnot on Sunday, 11 o'clock. Should be a quick Whatnot. I think I'll get those done in about an hour and a half. So quick Whatnot, but a bunch of killer stuff. The rest of this can be purchased online at our website at theingroove.com. Until next time.